Hey guys, welcome back to Mokho Talks. My name is Mokho, and today's video topic is very interesting, which I've seen it in the past couple of days, blowing up on YouTube, on Twitter, basically every part of the social media platforms out there. It's about basically content creators and real job comparisons, and this whole thing blew out of proportion. And I honestly do have my own perspective on this, and I would like to share it with you guys. I found it very interesting because this topic has been brought up so many times, and each time it's been brought up, I always felt a certain way because I'm doing content creation, which is albeit not that very successfully, and I do have a regular job that I have to keep. And seeing this gives me like two sort of I can see the perspective from two sides, but I tend to disagree with the content creator mostly. Um, just a disclaimer before we start going into this: these two content creators that I will talk about right now, I am very biased towards both of them. I like one of them and I hate the other. It's basically, so take my opinion with a little bit of grain of salt, because it's a very subjective thing when it's coming from a certain person. All right, you will understand. Let's just dive into the videos and see what was said and who was said from. So first of all, I'm gonna play Hasan Spiker's video, so you'll see. And I actually went ahead and searched for the VOD to see it fully and to give a full objective view about it, give you the full context of what he said, and then I'll build up on it. And yeah, and then go with Asmongold's video about what he said and try to go from there. And I will not be using any 15 to 13 or 10 seconds clips. I will put the full context of what they said, so I could be as objective as possible and not take anything out of context for these two people. I honestly don't care either way, but it's just my own integrity. I like doing this. I like to give the person his full opinion about what he said, because he's literally not in the room with me. We're not on the same call, so we're not arguing in real time. So that being said, let's jump into it.
More social, because this is the one area where I absolutely will disagree with you on. Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
I kind of disagree here. There's way too many nuances into it. But I will keep the video scrolling for a little bit more. I'll try to interrupt it more and more, so for copyright purposes, and also try to not just stare at a screen while I'm talking. But yeah, first off, right out the bat, what he said broadly was wrong. It's wrong what he said. There's way too many nuances into it, I believe myself. This is just my own opinion. There's way too many nuances to it. There's way too many there's a lot of different jobs, a lot of different stuff. Like it comes and goes. You can't compare all of it. This is what I think. You just can't compare all of it to paint it all with the same brush.
Like, that's the difference. Like, no. Social battery wise, unless you're in fucking retail, it's very different. You're out of touch. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job, a real job. Okay? I'm telling you.
There's a difference. So basically what he's saying, I understood his point of view, by the way. What he's saying is that streaming for 9 hours drains your battery, your social battery, right? It makes you, tired. It makes you don't want to talk anymore. It makes you don't want to speak to other people, etc., 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 which is arguably correct, but at the same time, like, there's so many different aspects to it that kind of balances out. First of all, you're wearing comfortable clothes. That's like one thing. You're not annoyed by the clothes you're wearing. You're perfectly in a safe environment in your own room, in your own house, sitting in your comfortable chair. So there's not other environmental aspects to it. So basically, like what I mean is that you're saying like a real job, that customer service, like customer service, you have to talk with people for 8 hours a day. Like, it's exhausting. Yeah, sure, but you're comparing streaming to customer service job. Okay, do you work in an office? Do you work as a cashier? Do you keep standing for 8 hours straight? Are you wearing your shoes? Is your shoes comfortable? Are your clothes comfortable? Do you have to wear certain type of attire? Do you have to say a certain type of phrase? Do you have to remember something else? There's so many other aspects into it. You can't just generally say it like that. It's just not the same. It's really not the same. It is exhausting to keep talking for 9 hours straight. True, but it's much more comfortable doing it from inside your own bedroom, where your house, you're safe. You're not, and the people you're interacting with are behind a screen. They're not in front of you, which enhances that social battery you're talking about. It enhances the usage. It's like you're using it at a 500% optimal, more than what you're using when you're talking to a screen. Like right now, I'm talking to you guys, to whomever is watching this. I'm talking to you guys, and I'm literally so comfortable talking to you guys. And I'm an introverted person myself. All right, let's continue.
As someone who did both, like 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably do fucking physical labor. It would not bother me, but I can't fucking do more social shit. That's my point. Like, there are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparisons. Service sector, people pleasing jobs would be very similar. Those are like, I think, customer service type shit.
Disagree.
But like, if you're an accountant, or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited, way more limited than like constantly having to do this for 9 hours with like a back and forth interaction for 9 hours. That's what like sucks your social battery, and you just tap out after it.
I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree.
Yeah, think about it this way. Yeah. Like, you give presentations for your job, right? Imagine giving a presentation for 9 hours straight. It's like, after a while, you would be like, I don't want to talk ever again.
That's such a...
I call it like the dead zone. No. When I'm done streaming, I usually have like at least a refractory period of an hour where I just sit there and silently stare at my phone.
You get that hour?
Like, I don't really do anything else after that.
All right, so
I'm a professional yapper. It's true.
All right, so that's basically his whole point right there. I put the whole context right in front of you guys. All right, so what I want to say here, as I already mentioned before, I already talked about it, how the comparison is just not there, because you're not putting in the environment that's affecting you. You're not putting in your coworkers that you're talking to. You're not putting in your manager that you have to report to. You're not putting in if you're working in an office space, you're not putting in the commute hours that you have to go to. So much goes into working a 9 to 5 job. So much goes into it. Like, it's not just simply yeah, I'm just talking to people and that's it, or I'm making 9-hour presentation and that's it. It's not the same. It's literally not the same. Okay, and imagine you're making a 9-hour. Okay, so let's give him the example of that one chatter, that idiot chatter. I'm sorry, it's just so I'm so stupid. Like, it's such a stupid thing to say. Like comparing being on call, like I'm seeing in a video, like comparing being on call for 9 straight hours, or comparing for nine straight hours of presentation. But the thing is, you don't have a manager literally watching your every single move, and this manager, this one person, have the power to strip you of all your job, all of your earning, all of everything. This one person has the power to do so. And then I'm sure you guys will come back to me and say, but this guy has 1,000 or 1,000,000 person that can do that to him. But that's the thing. If you're popular enough that you have 9 million people following you, or 9,000 people, sorry, I'm being way too hyperbolic there. You have 9,000 people following you, 9,000 people tuning in. These 9,000 people are there for you. They want you. The manager doesn't need you. He doesn't want you. He doesn't need you unless you're insanely good at your job. Hey, hell, even some people who are like that get fired because of jealousy, because the manager don't want them to take their job. There's so much to be put in here. It's not simple. Why these content creators always simplify jobs so much? There is so many other aspects to it. So many other aspects. I had a job where my manager literally watched every email I sent. I had a really nice job. I actually appreciated my job. It was remote. I was working from home. There was calls. There was clients, sure, but I was living it. I was comfortable. Like, I was actually comfortable in my own home. But what caused me to be uncomfortable was my manager, was my colleagues. You have backbiters who will leap at every second to make you lose your job. Here, sure, this guy Hasan, which by the way I absolutely dislike. Absolutely, this guy. This guy is a spoiled brat that comes from a rich family who reached his position here just through pure nepotism. This is why I dislike him. This is why coming from him is so much more worse. Coming from this guy. Let's continue. I had a job where a colleague was backbiting me. My manager was literally bad-mouthing me to the CEO that I actually lost my job because of it. I didn't have any security. I didn't have anything. They just took my job away just like that. I didn't have... I had savings, of course. I'm not a dumbass. But just like that, I had to go out there and look for other jobs. And it's insanely, like, a million times much more difficult than him, some people talking shit about him on social media, saying that he's an idiot, saying he's dumbass, like I'm doing right now. Sure, will his reputation be talked down? No. Why? Because he has over 1 million followers. If you're a person with 1 million followers, whatever you say will have repercussions, but you still have 1 million followers that will defend you. Like, look at his chat. Everyone is defending him. Everyone is saying yes. Imagine you have like 1 million yes men that are giving you money. On top of that, they're giving you money. It is such a bad comparison. Listen, as a content creator, do not compare yourself to a person with a 9-to-5 job. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. If you're a successful content creator, don't do it. All right? No one want to listen to you complain. No one wants to do that. Just shut the fuck up. No one cares. All right? We all know that you are we all know that it's not 100% fine and dandy. Like, I know it. Like, I struggle so much to get some good content out there. I struggle so much to get my videos to get at least 100 views. Like, it is such a struggle to get there. But once you are there, boy, oh boy, these people are buying $5 million mansions, man. That is just insane. All right, let's see Asmongold's review on this. And
just occasionally is just like, hey, you suck, bitch.
For context, he's saying about the 9-hour presentation. Like, he's saying, imagine you're doing a 9-hour presentation and a person is yelling this absurdity at you, like they're your manager.
Bald ass bitch, you fell off, huh? We gotta remember this in your performance review. You fat fuck.
Yeah, speaking of performance review, Imagine you have a manager that's literally watching every email you send. Literally, if you miss a point, a sentence point, they will write you up. They will go and complain about you to the CEO. That's the kind of manager I had. Basically, that's the kind of manager I had. Sorry. It's like, it is not something, it's not comparable. It's literally not comparable. If you had, like, you could find a 9 to 5 job that is behind a desk, everything is okay, everything is cool, but you have like to commute 2 hours to get to this job, and you have to work 60 to 65 hours per week. You have only one day off, you don't have any holidays, you have to be online 24/7. Like, it's stressful. It is actually stressful, and it's tiring. Like, he's talking about the social battery. Imagine trying to get to your home as fast as possible, and once you get there, you don't have the energy to clean your own apartment. Then, just sitting there 9 hours just talking. I can literally sit here 9 hours and talk. I can literally do that with ease, and I'm an introvert. It is not something that, incomprehensible. But I can't work, wake up at 5 a.m. every day, put on my work outfit, go out, try to get to the bus station as fast as possible before I miss my bus, try to get to my job on time, and have to deal with all the bullshit people on the way, because you're in a bus, there's people there, there's smells, there's Neanderthals there. Like, it's just, that actually drains my social battery much faster than this. If someone was, online and typing me a stupid message, dude, I just can just go like this and block him easily delete his message.
Stupid ass bitch.
Ever again.
So people are getting mad. It's a bad take. What's it a bad take of? He says that he gets exhausted socially because he's talking to people for 9 hours a day. You really think that's not true?
It could be true, but it's...
I mean, you really think it's not true? That after you spend 9 hours being investigated by thousands of people with every facial movement, everything you say, every word, with people constantly trying to disagree with...
Yeah, but what's the outcome from that? What's the compensation? How much money are you making? I go to my job, I work 8 hours a day, I commute for 2 hours in and out, and I get peanuts for all that. And I have to deal with clients, and I have to deal with idiots, and I have to deal with the same people you're talking about, by the way. I have clients that if you don't respond to them in like 1 second, they call my boss, and then my boss comes down on me. Like, a lot of other people still have the same thing. The difference is, you're online. You can just shut that shit off. I'm not. I'm in real life. You can't. It's bro. You can't compare it. You can't compare it. And I do believe they are all out of touch. And Asmongold, actually, I like this guy. I actually do like him. I like his takes. I like his videos. I like everything about him. But this take is so idiotic. I can't even, like, you can't compare it.
With you and fight with you. That's not socially draining. This is totally understandable.
Not really.
And he's not comparing it to every other job. He's saying compared to other jobs where you're not talking to people constantly. His take isn't broad enough. Yeah, it is. He explained it pretty clearly.
Sure.
The clip out of context was posted 30 minutes after he said that. Instantly on Reddit, it blew up calling him a dumbass, which just reinforces his argument.
But he is a dumbass.
Well, yeah, it's definitely understandable. Exactly. Just think nobody knows what's really socially draining. Well, not saying it isn't, but it's not as bad as others. I think that, streaming as, a job is extremely socially draining. It is. That's why like there's a weird catch 22 where a lot of streamers are introverted, but being a streamer requires you to do a lot of things that extroverts want you to do.
No.
So like in order to be good at something, you have to be one way, and in order to cope with it, the success of being good at it, you have to be another way. And so that's what it is. Hasan's basically explaining that in a more, direct way. You could say a simpler way, and he's getting shit on.
Deservedly.
But a lot of people think they're introverted whenever they're actually.
All right. So let's pause it here and just. I think that's enough context for all the videos and everything. I don't want to take all his. I'm not gonna react to all of his video, all of it, but it's out there. I'm gonna just talk about it right now. Guys, it's not that deep. All right, it's not that deep. Listen, some jobs you don't get to complain about to thousands and thousands of people. Just shut up. Shut up about it. You don't have the right to complain because you have so much going for you, and you've been compensated so much that you don't have that right to complain. It is such a giving. Like it shows how much some of these content creators are so out of touch with reality. Because this lesson I learned when I was 23, 24. I was way too young back then. And I've learned it because I've actually participated and actually met people in real life. These people haven't experienced life as almost every single person on this planet. These content creators, they haven't. A person like Hasan Piker, for example, he's a brat. He's a spoiled rich kid. What right do you have to talk about a job when you literally come from very wealthy money? What right? Am I right? Am I right or am I wrong? He doesn't have a right to talk about that because he was never afraid of losing his apartment or losing his home or losing something. There is no risk in anything he was doing because he had a safety net right underneath him. Imagine having to take care of a family. Like if you lose your job, you lose your house, your family won't be able to eat. I lost a couple of money the past couple of months, and I literally could not eat. Literally could not eat. That's the difference between us and them, And Asmongold is usually a person that is more in touch with reality than this, and his takes are sometimes on point, but this time because it's content creation, because it's something he resonates with, he's like, oh no, it's understandable, he's right. No, you're both wrong on this one. I'm sorry, you're both wrong. Well, sure, Hasan has like 1,000 people disagreeing with him, but why do you think they're disagreeing with him? Because what he said was completely stupid. That's why content creation is insanely easy. By the way, I'm an introverted person. I am an introverted person. The only way I can get my social battery back up is for me to stay at home, talk to no one, turn off my phone, just stay in my room, play video games, and not talk to anyone. That's how I charge my social battery. And I could literally do this. I did streaming, by the way, and I did talk to almost a lot of people back then. I used to do streaming, and I never felt tired. Because it's very simple. I am in my own environment. I am in my own home. I'm chilling. When I want to get off of work, I can just get up and just turn my PC off, turn my stream off. I don't care. I can just do it. I just can do that and just chill. And by the way, you don't have to stream for 9 hours. No one is forcing you to stream for 9 hours. You're the one who's choosing to do that. That is your choice. You are the one who's deciding to work for 9 hours because you want more money. Not as in compared to a 9-to-5 job where I have to be at the office at 9 and I have to leave the office at 5. This is in my contract. This is something that I have to do. This is literally written in my contract. But you as a streamer can literally stream for 3 or 4 hours and maybe make less money that day, but oh god, you didn't make $500 that day, or you only made $500 streaming that day. Wow, that must be so stressful for you as a content creator with such a successful channel. Oh my days, you poor soul, you must be very tired. You only made $500 that day. I wish I could make that amount per week. It is such a I understand that not everyone is, that not everyone is in the same boat when it comes to content creation. But if you are a content creator, yeah, what I'm gonna say is like a little bit of wisdom for you people out there who are content creators. If you ever see this video, if Asman sees this video, if Hasan sees this video, I don't give a shit if you guys still do see it, or any other person sees this video, or it goes into the void. I'm gonna give you a piece of advice and wisdom that comes from it. If you have a good thing going, if you do actually believe you have a good thing going, I think people usually understand this. Don't complain. You cannot complain. You have not the right to complain, especially in front of thousands and thousands of people. Especially in front of these people, because you may never know. The person watching might be struggling so much to even get some food on the table, maybe to eat meat or to eat chicken, and sees you, a person that is literally has a personal trainer, a mansion, chefs, or whatever, complaining, they will hate your guts. And it's very disrespectful to these people. It's very, very dishonest from you coming this way. And it's arguably the worst thing you can do. The worst thing you can do to a person that is struggling is to complain in front of him. Don't complain. If you have a good thing, good for you, man. Just shut the fuck up. Just shut up. No one wants to hear it. No one wants to hear you complain. All right? Do your thing. Fine. Say you had a tough day. Okay? You can say that like passively. But if you're there to entertain, then just entertain. Don't talk about your life. Don't talk about how hard it is. Don't even mention it, man. Don't even mention it. Okay? Even if you have to mention it, just say, yeah, I had a tough day, but some people have it tougher, so I'm thankful. That's all you have to say. That's all you have to say. You have to say that you're thankful. That's it. That's all I have for you guys today. Hope if you reach this far, sorry, if you've reached this far, hope you give a like and give me your opinion about this in the comment section below, and I would appreciate a subscribe too. Thank you guys. See you later for now. Ciao. Bye bye.